We'll take another story. Former presidential aide Doyin Okupe over the weekend warned human rights lawyer Femi Falana against speaking ill about the general overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye.
Hello and welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing good. In case you're meeting me for the first time, my name is George, and as you can see from the title of this video, are we going to be having same-sex marriages, gay and lesbianism in Nigeria very soon? I know you are wondering, why am I even talking about this, or is it even something trending for me to talk about? But today we are going a step further, even though we still have to bring a little bit of church stuff. But you have to understand me as we go on. But anyway, let's have a quick intro before we start.
What is
Welcome back once again. Man, I love you guys a whole lot. You guys don't know, because you guys are the reason why I keep coming back here to make videos. Now, I'm talking about the whole idea of gay, lesbianism and all that's happening in Nigeria. Of course, we know the Bobrisky, we know the James Brown. And right now, there is someone else that I find really interesting in the space. I know there are many other ones that just do it for clout, or maybe, just to get attention. Of course, there are many of them that are not really truly what they may portray to be, but for the whole social media attention and the following, the Instagram thingy, whatever, for them to become influencers, they have to do things that will keep your attention on them. It's a strategy, it's something that always works. It's a certain Doyin Okupe. This man you see right here, I've seen videos about him, but the reason why I'm talking about him right now is that his father is someone that is a politician. And look at the connect right now I'm trying to make. Femi Falana, whom we know, of course, Fal's father, had made a comment about Pastor Adeboye with regards to the fact that his churches are businesses. Listen to this video yourself.
Fella sang about religion, and this is very important, because I was just reading Pastor Adeboye, who has just said that he wants to establish more churches so that everybody can have a church within a walking distance. Now, Fella sang about religion and the danger of religiosity as opposed to spirituality. Now, Okoye has just given a beautiful reply this morning that what Adeboye is talking about are business centers, not religious institutions.
So this particular video he made that was credited to him, the father of this young man right here, I'm not trying to say, okay, because his son is gay and is more of like a gay activist or something, that kind of thing, so that is why I'm trying to link it to him. But the father himself made a post calling out, a month ago to now that I'm making this video, calling out Femi Falana and saying that he should, reclaim his statement, or maybe,
Former presidential aide Doyin Okupe over the weekend warned human rights lawyer Femi Falana against speaking ill about the general overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye. In a post shared on his Facebook page titled Femi Falana and the Drunkenness of Public Advocacy, Okupe cautioned the legal practitioner over the comment he made allegedly that Pastor Adeboye was building business centers and not churches. Well, Okupe wrote that he waited for Falana to debunk the comment within 72 hours before he decided to publish the post. Well, in the post, Doyin Okupe wrote that Femi Falana should stay in the area of his core competence and not dabble into religion, and that casting aspersions on great men of God like Pastor Adeboye was unwise and very dangerous.
Very good. Welcome back again. It's always interesting watching the Arise News crew. In fact, I love watching them a whole lot, because that is how I get to connect with what happens in Nigeria. That's how come on, how do I know what is trending in the country if I don't get to watch what is happening in the space? So don't think that I just come here to intentionally want to maybe talk about people or whatever. I see something trending, then I make a commentary about it. Now, what every person in what the two men there in the discussion said are actually true and quite interesting. I like the way he also looked at the the two sides of it. And that's how come I get to make commentaries as well. When I'm making commentaries about something, I like to look at both sides, because I believe, of course, every coin has two sides. There's always a good and a bad side. There are always two sides to everything. So it depends on the one you choose to like, you stick to that.
Rufai, who is to question religious leaders at this point?
Okay, so there are many sides to this.
Yes.
At first, we can't divorce the fact that church-owned businesses, because as they get bigger, but also let's look at the impact of these businesses on society. I keep citing back historically that the reason why we even had education in the first place was because of people like the Catholic Church that started University of Paris in the 1000s and the likes. They have helped with advancement of society. They've made a lot of people's lives better. In this case, Pastor Adeboye has been in the vanguard of making people's life better in the country. Collectively across board, with churches too in this country, they've helped in no small way to make people's life better. But there's another side to it. And when you look at all the shenanigans that happen in society, and that's where people have a right to also call the man of God to order and say, yes, you've been given this flock,
yes,
but don't forget you will account for it. So, have you done enough? Can you do more? Can you improve what you do for people? Can you start in the vanguard and say it the way it is? So those are the important questions we should ask ourselves. But we can't divorce ourselves from the fact that, yes, they run businesses, but some of them too will say, okay, this is a charitable business to be able to impact the lives of people.
That is the point.
And on the flip side of it, some will also argue that when they go to universities owned by churches, they pay through their nose, that their members in those churches cannot even afford to go to those universities. So there are various sides of the argument. But one thing you can't take away from the church is that the church has done a lot to empower the lives of people. And at the same time, the church has been found wanting most times. Right. But what is most important in all of this criticism is that the men of God should remember that they will give account to God. So they had better do right by God and do right by men.
Because for you to understand this, his son is someone that is gay, and of course he's an activist for that. In case you don't know about that, watch this couple of videos.
In fact, one of the highest profile politicians in Nigeria, one of their sons has reached out to me and confided in me about his sexuality. He wants to come out, and you know, we've been going back and forth about that. In fact, he's not the only one. There are many influential people who have also reached out to me since I came out, and I've been discussing with them, and I'm just trying to encourage all of them to come out, because I feel like it will make
human
a
rights.
huge effect.
That's it. Do not send gay people to prison. Do not endanger their life. Do not extort them. Do not do all that, because that's, to me, it's really just ridiculous. And the thing is, even with that whole 14-year law, I bet you for a fact some people who were signing that law or voting on that law are gay themselves. So it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If you just look at it statistically, you know for a fact there's a few people who were voting on that law, even if they voted yes, that would have been gay themselves.
So right now you understand. So you tell me yourself as a person, if you were to be given for you to vote, some of you that you really church people or something, based on, as a Christian, if you're watching me in that sense, not watching me because you want to see things about Nigeria, tell me what you think in the comments. Will you give a vote to it and be more of okay, these people are human beings like us, I don't care, that kind of thing,
Religious groups in Kenya have led the charge against homosexuality, but not this congregation. Nairobi's Cosmopolitan Church welcomes members of all sexual orientations. They pray that the High Court will repeal the colonial-era ban on gay sex.
There's a lot of police harassment, blackmail cases. So some people are afraid of coming here because they don't know what might happen. The police can storm in here and wrap people up and go.
I want to say about what you see happening on social media, but this is just something coming between Doyin Okupe himself, who is a politician. I don't know if you have watched some of his videos before, but these are some of them I think might interest you.
Quickly, sir, I'm wondering, you said on Twitter very recently when the World Bank said there are a lot of poor people in Nigeria. You said that you've never been poor, you've never known poverty, and a lot of Nigerians are not sure if you understand the fact that all they've known in their lives, so many Nigerians, is poverty. Can you explain what you were trying to say?
You cannot quote me out of question. You can't quote me out of context. The gentleman, who I responded on Twitter said, Dr. Okupe, what is your background? Do you come from a privileged family? And I spoke the truth. Yes, it's true. My father owned a bank even before independence.
Of course. So him calling out Femi Falana because of Adeboye and saying maybe he's a member of Adeboye's church or something, that kind of thing. Because if you have watched my videos over time, maybe I'll link them in the pinned comment. I've always told you the intersection between pastors, police, and politicians. These 3 P's are what actually guides my content creation. Why? Because it's always around these same 3. If you watch any of my videos, they always come between these 3: pastors, police, and politicians. These are the 3 things the 3 sectors I think is the main problem we have as a country in Nigeria. But understanding me from where I'm coming from, you get to see that the statement made here by Doyin Okupe talking to power himself was very, very interesting. And if you have watched it before, I think you want to watch it again.
I'll be very happy if anybody can raise up their hand and say, I can go to my area of constituents, my local governments, and I can stay there in peace for 1 week. Who can do it here? Including our gatekeepers. Who can do it here? Including the Senate President, including the Speaker, that you are taking care of. What's the essence of you being a politician? That you cannot even move around freely. You cannot. Nobody. Do you think Abuja is only Nigeria? Or Lagos is only Nigeria? 36 states of this country. Some people are there, you left them, you abandoned them, and you are making laws and you are administering. What are you administering? I do not know. So let us talk to ourselves very seriously. The people that are not ghosts, these people that are agitating left and right, we need to engage them.
But imagine if the insecurity we have in Nigeria, even though it's not happening where you would expect, but happening in the north, people are not really caring that much. Imagine if the insecurity were to come to the heart of Nigeria, Abuja, and Lagos. Maybe the government will really step in to really make sure that things are really in place. But the way it's happening in Zamfara, people are being kidnapped here and there, banditry, and right now, at least, thank God, we can now call the bandits themselves terrorists. You can see that the way it is spreading right now, I hope it doesn't get to where my family is or where your family is. But all the same, Nigeria at this point is really in distress. No wonder Catholics would always pray for Nigeria in distress. I don't know if your church even prays for the country as a whole, or maybe you guys just focus on other things. But no matter what happens, please just always keep our country in prayer wherever you are watching me from right now. When you pray for yourself and your family, remember Nigeria in distress and pray for our country. Right now we are talking about 2023 and we are looking at who is going to become the next president. I'm going to make a very interesting video looking at the whole candidates and what I think about them. If you're interested, you watch. If you're not interested, you just let it pass. But all the same, that is my segment today on how far Naija. Okay, so I'll be doing this once, a couple of times so that I get to balance things up, so it doesn't look as if I'm just talking about church and all. But of course, I'll keep talking about things happening in church, because I believe that the Nigerians themselves are more into church than actually being in tune with what happens in society. But remember as well that there is no polling unit on social media, in case you don't know. So right now, as we are talking about who's going to be the next president, it's not about you following people that just come on social media and maybe talk. Of course, for you to do real politics, it has to do with grassroots politics, okay, where you actually get to the grassroots, not about having social media following or having people that cheer you up and all that. When it comes to going to the polling station and where things happen, that is where the deal is done. Okay, so we hope that we still have one Nigeria by 2023, but all the same, I believe in the democracy of my country. I believe that there can be a change of heart in the people, but like Tunde Bakari himself would say, the pastors themselves have controlled the soul and minds of millions of people. And as the election is drawing forward by next year, you are going to see pastors themselves choosing who they are standing for. Like you can see in this video right now, of people who call themselves pastors standing and praying and calling, anointing with the name of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. You understand? Everyone is going to take their camps right now. Everyone is going to look for people that have attention, because of course pastors have pulpits, they have people that listen to them, they have their sons and daughters like that, like some of you watching me right now. So get ready to see who your own pastor is going to endorse come 2023. But like I told you already, the principle is always the same. Look for someone that has attention, you know, pitch him something or whatever, and they will do the work for you. All right, so but all the same, just keep your ears alert and listen as you see many pastors themselves, many clergies, many people decide who they stand for come 2023, even your celebrities as well. But all the same, I would always be here keeping it real simple as possible. Till I see you next time in my video, I remain being real George. What is it?